This video is going to take you through the steps that I took to freshen up these cabinets. It's not a refinish or anything, it's just to freshen them up and make them look better. This is what it looks like before. See all the water damage, where there's gunk everywhere. Sides water damaged. So we're going to try to clean it up. Clean it up with Goo Gone Pro Power. Got it from Home Depot. Clean it up first. Just quickly wanted to show you the difference. Here is the finished product before I go through all the steps. You can kind of tell there's a big difference in what it used to look like to what it looks like now. So now we're going to go through the whole process of what I did. Okay, so this first step, all I did was took the hardware off, and then I just sprayed the stuff on directly, let it sit for just a few seconds, and then I started brushing it, trying to get the grime out of the corners of the cabinet. All around the inside of those panels is where it collects the most. But just kind of let it sit on there and wipe it off the best you can, and that grime comes off pretty easy. For the most part, it doesn't get everything, but it gets the bulk of it off, which I was happy with. Right, this is what it looks like just doing the Goo Gone Pro Power. And that was just to try to clean up all the gunk, mostly the stuff down here in the bottom of the doors, and take the grime off. Now I'm just gonna wash it with some warm water and soap. All right, got the hot water and soap. Just gonna go ahead and wipe it all down with some hot water and soap, try to get the rest of that Goo Gone off of there, just to clean it off. Then we'll let it dry. Then we're gonna do the next step. Sorry about the camera angle there, but all I'm doing here is just taking the hot soap and water and just trying to wipe off everything, all the excess Goo Gone, and just trying to clean it all up the best I can. Okay, wiped it all down, got it all cleaned up. Most part, you can tell, I mean, I'm not worried about getting like these paint marks and stuff off. It's just a rental property. So I'm just trying to make it look a little better and a little cleaner and not so worn with water spots. So that's where we're at right now. And now I gotta let it dry. Let all that water dry, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, here's the next step. We're gonna use this Restore Finish Golden Oak color. This is dry now. You can tell that it's kind of gone back to that whitish color. And I'm gonna put this on there with this steel wool, and hopefully that'll kind of bring some of the shine back a little bit. And then after that, I'm gonna finish it off with some wax. Hey, sorry about the blurriness of this video, but all I did was I took some 4/0 steel wool, soaked it with the Restore Finish, and then worked with the grain as much as I could. And you can already see that it is changing the color of the cabinet a little bit. It was a little bit darker. One thing I didn't do in this video that I would highly recommend is using a respirator. I didn't use one because I've kind of been used to the chemicals as a woodworker and working with lacquers and whatnot. But anyway, definitely recommend doing that. And after I let it dry, I just came back with the rag and just wiped off the excess, and this will pretty much be the finished color after I'm done. Okay, finish that, and I'm just gonna let this dry probably for an hour or two, and then I'm gonna come back with some paste wax and wax it and see what it looks like after that. Hopefully it'll stay this color right here and kind of get rid of the old watermarks and dulled out look. Okay, so it's been a couple hours letting this dry. I'm going to put some of this SC Johnson paste wax on it to hopefully kind of seal in that stain / restore, whatever that stuff is that I got from Home Depot. Hoping this will kind of seal it in. I'm going to put one coat on it, and hopefully it just kind of stays the same that it looks right now. Then I'll do it before and after I let this stuff haze and wipe it off. So for this step, just take a rag and put the paste wax on the rag, and then just take it and wipe it right on the cabinet. Just do a circular motion or however motion you want, doesn't really matter. Just trying to cover the whole thing, and then let that haze over, and then we're gonna go ahead and just buff it out. So I'm just gonna let that dry for a few minutes. I don't know, 15-20 minutes or so. Let it kind of haze over. Then I'll just wipe it down and should be done. I mean, if I could put on another coat or two of this paste wax if I wanted, but I'm just gonna do one. I'm going to show you the master bathroom, and I did that one probably about a week and a half ago. So I just wanted to show you what it looks like after a week and a half, where this one, I can't show you the result right now unless I wait a couple weeks for putting it on. So this is the master bathroom. I don't have a before and after, but it did look very similar to the other one. You can see that it just looks a lot better overall. You know, no real water spots or anything. I mean, this is just stained from people dropping stuff on it, but I didn't care too much about that. Again, it's just a rental, so it's not that concerning to me, but it just brought everything kind of back to life, and it looks a lot better than it did. So that was my process for just touching up some cabinets that looked worn and weathered, and lots of water damage it looked like, but it looks 10 times better from just that process that I did. All right, I think it's dry enough. I'm just gonna take a normal rag and just wipe it down, wipe off all that paste wax I put on there, and see what it looks like. It's probably just gonna look the exact same, but I'm just gonna wipe it off. So for this step, it's just a light wipe. You're just trying to buff it off. You're not trying to wipe very hard and wipe the paste wax off itself, but it turned out pretty good. I put the hardware back on, and this is what the final product looks like. And I'll show you a before and after here in just a second, but I think it turned out pretty good. So I was happy with it. It's a lot harder to tell in these pictures that it did as much difference as it did, but in person it really does look a lot better. I'm very happy with the result, and I would recommend this to anybody doing this process. It saved me a ton of money from redoing the whole cabinet job, and I would recommend it to anybody that's just trying to save money and want to do this on their own. So thanks for watching. Hopefully that helps.